Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I just finished the last few pages of this incredible book by Ayn Rand, ITOE, of Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology. The workshops and everything. I'm a completionist with these sort of things. I can't just read like the first part of the book and then say, oh, I'm done. But yeah, so I got through all of that, and it's complicated stuff, especially the stuff that they talk about in those workshops. And it's rewarding though. It's rewarding to get through it, and there's a lot of good insights. I think there's certainly stuff that went over my head, and I'm gonna have to look back and read more into it in the future, or watch more courses to clarify these sort of things. But yeah, overall, this is an incredible book. Anyone who wants to understand concepts better and understand how we form concepts, how we gain knowledge about the world, has to read this book. It's incredible. And if you're an objectivist, read this book for sure. Like you should understand better how we form concepts and what Rand's philosophy is sort of built off of, and it's very much built off of this book. It just goes through and explains sort of like it starts with sensory data, and then from there it just shows how we form concepts, and then it relates it to like concepts of consciousness, how we form axioms, and then all sorts of things, and then the workshops are incredible too, because you see it applied. You see people asking all these questions about it, and Rand goes more in depth in responding to these sort of things. And yeah, it's incredible. And the funny thing is, like the last paragraph, or the last question that they asked, was about imaginary numbers, which was something that I've been looking for answers for a while. And it's a very, very quick explanation. That's sort of what I've been coming to on my own anyways. So it's nice to see that it's verified in this book. Sort of what she explains about how imaginary numbers work is, she's like, no, they're concepts of method, even though they don't refer to anything in reality. We see that in equations they can be, or that in methods where we get from a certain real input to a real output, you can sort of see that you add these imaginary numbers in. And when you use these imaginary numbers, we get these real outputs, and from these real inputs, and we see that they're true. So we understand that we form this concept of imaginary numbers, and I don't know exactly how they work. Rand obviously doesn't know exactly how they work either. Now obviously we know that it's like square root of -1, but what exactly that means, that's for higher level math to figure out, and to sort of form that concept and see that, we need these specific numbers in this certain context, and this is what they sort of refer to. And they don't necessarily refer to something in reality as such, but they do refer to something in reality. They refer to a method that you use to do this certain technique. And I know from the history of mathematics, you see that there's people who, like, they get stuck on certain things because they have to use an imaginary number to go forward, and they realize, oh, we can't do this, and it leads to a lot of problems. So the invention of imaginary numbers sort of solved this problem in a lot of mathematics. But that's a basic summary. But it can sort of, like, the thing about ITOE, the thing about Rand's theory of concepts, is it can be applied to all sorts of things. It can be applied to any concept that you can think of, and the way that you can apply it it just shows the power of Rand's epistemology and her theory of concepts, to see that she can apply it to all of these things that we have so much confusion on. I finished a Pat Corvini lecture where she just goes into the nature of infinity and defines the concept of infinity. And at the end of the lecture, Pat says that this really just demonstrates the power of Rand's epistemology and her theory of concepts. And it, like, saying that, I was immediately just like, wow, yeah, that is so true. Like, just conceptualizing that in my mind and realizing that this woman, she was a novelist. She was someone who studied history in college. She has nothing to do with mathematics. But her epistemology, what she came up with as a philosopher, solves Zeno's paradox, solves the concept of infinity, and can be applied to so many different contexts. And it's absolutely incredible how revolutionary this epistemology is. And reading this not novel book, it's a nonfiction book. Novels, I think, are fiction only. But yeah, reading this book, it sort of gave me that insight into understanding, like, where does this come from? Why is this true? How do we discover these principles, and what these principles are, and how they're all integrated together? And it's helped me a lot in my clarity and understanding of objectivism. And I'm really, really glad that I discovered this philosophy. Thanks, Rucka. Love you, man. Probably not watching this video, but I really do appreciate Rucka for introducing me to this philosophy without, he didn't even know he was introducing me to this philosophy. But yeah, it's incredible, just the clarity that it brings. Now that I've finished with this book, though, now that I have her theory of epistemology in my brain, I'm going to move on to my next nonfiction book. This book by Robert Knapp, Mathematics is About the World by Robert E. Knapp. James Elliott actually recommended that I go and read Robert Knapp, listen to Pat Ravini. So I appreciate that, James. You've pointed me to some great people here with all this mathematics stuff. Because I probably would not have found them without you telling me that these people exist. Because I was looking into a lot of stuff with math and I didn't find much. Same thing with Harry Binswanger. I think Puya actually was the first one to point me to HBL and like all of Harry Binswanger's mathematical stuff, which I've been getting through lately. But yeah, after reading ITOE, like I realized like there's so much you can do with math, and there's so much that you can so much more thought that can be done with math, and so much more application of objectivism to mathematics, and that's something I've been interested in, and that's something I'm going to do a lot more with my YouTube channel. Now, obviously, I'm going to talk about a lot of other things as well. I'm going to still talk about ethics, still talk about politics. I mean, like my weekly response videos are still going to be about politics for the most part, because that's what most people are talking about. But like my videos on Monday, my longer videos, those are going to probably be touching a lot on math over these next couple of weeks, months, years, maybe. That seems to be what my primary focus has sort of become in learning objectivism. Obviously, I think I'm still going to touch on different things relating to religion too. Religion's something I'm very passionate about. I have some videos planned relating to religion and like Thomas Aquinas and his proofs and stuff like that. And I also have stuff planned thinking about like education and the current education system and how we need to be more conceptual. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff in the future coming, because my knowledge of objectivism is growing, and like starting this channel, I thought I knew most of what I needed to know, but I don't, clearly. I have, like, even reading this book, like I learned that there's so much more stuff that I need to learn, that there's so much more stuff I have to understand, and it's been helpful to me, but I'm definitely going to return to it and read more. And now we're on to a new chapter. Mathematics is About the World. I'm excited to start this book. I really am excited to start this book. But yeah, so yeah, I like the current schedule, just the Monday long video, just sort of kind of scripted with an outline, Wednesday response video, and then Friday live streams, and then a bunch of just random posts in between there. Like, it seems like I've been doing a shit post a week, like the whole RIP Bernie thing, and then the tier list. But yeah, the tier list will be fun for my stream tonight. Yeah, so tune into the stream, and thank you all for watching, and on to a new chapter. Mathematics is about the world, baby. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.